Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tommy. So this is a continuation of the first part of this tutorial, which I'm sure you've already seen. So let's get on with the second part. Now I'm sewing the front two pieces together. Then I go back and forth to compare my fabric with the pattern, which I do a lot when I'm working like this. And next I join the back pieces with the front as well. So all the parts where I've sewn together, I make sure that I iron them just to make sure it stays flat for the boning, number one, and to also ensure it's not bulky. Even if I'm not attaching boning, I do this because you don't want it to be bulky when you join the parts together and when your client wears it. Next, I'm going to iron the soft boning as well because that comes in a circle. It comes wrapped around, so you want to iron it to straighten it out before sewing on your fabric. Now I'm marking where the boning will start and stop. There's at least half inch, sorry, left above and below for joining. Okay guys, don't mind my hashy hands. I did not realize until I was editing this, and as you can already probably tell, I made this video in so many days. Okay, next, now I'm sewing the soft boning on the lining fabric. Remember, this goes on the lining fabric. So the boning goes where the pieces are joined together. I also added a little extra support for the bust on the side, just before the side seam. Next, I'm putting together the main fabric pieces, pressing the seams flat, all the steps we did for the lining fabric earlier. The difference is we're going to be using the hard boning on this one, not the soft one. Next, I'm cutting out about 1.5 inch wide fabric for the straps, for the back of the bodice, and this is what I'm going to be using to encase the hard boning as well on the main fabric. Now I'm ironing the long piece that I just cut to make it easier to sew, especially the ones I need for the boning. Next, I'm sewing the strap and I turn it inside out with a safety pin. Next, I'm attaching the straps to the main fabric. Next, I am done with the main fabric and the lining fabric, so now we're going to put them together. Make sure all the parts align before you start sewing. So I use pins to secure them together, check and check again to make sure they align, and then I sew. So when you sew this, the upper part, make sure that you avoid the boning on the lining fabric, and make sure that you avoid that you're staying away from where the boning is going to stop on the main fabric as well. Also make sure the same on the breast cut is placed flat as well. For sewing, you always want to do that. now I'm sewing the little loops for the rope that we'll be using to tie the bodice at the back. That boning is used for the main fabric. Next, we're going to be draping the skirt. If you guys remember my draping video linked, I'll link it above for you guys. I'm doing the same for the front part of this dress, and here I'll show you how I sew it, because everyone was asking me, most people were asking me on my previous video on how I sew after I've draped it. So the thing is, I'm going to be using a needle and thread to sew the pleats on my dress form.
Next, we're going to be draping the skirt. If you guys remember my draping video linked, I'll link it above for you guys. I'm doing the same for the front part of this dress, and here I'll show you how I sew it, because everyone was asking me, most people were asking me on my previous video on how I sew after I've draped it. So the thing is, I'm going to be using a needle and thread to sew the pleats on my dress form.
I sew the pleats in place first. This ensures that everything is in place before I transfer to the machine. So some people actually create marks instead, and then they just use those marks to know where their pleat is going to stop and end. It's just too confusing for me. I do it this way because this is easier for me. Now I'm cutting the back piece using freehand, measuring my waistline, the hip line and the length of the skirt. Please check out the video linked above if you're not sure what I'm doing here, because I explained that in detail here. This is also, the back is also going to be having a tail, just like in this video that I've linked here, so check that out for more details on how I'm cutting this part. Next, I take down the front piece and I attach to the back piece. I sew both together and then I place back on my dress form just to check for fitting. I also measure and freehand the lining fabric for the skirt as well. Don't mind this fabric, it looks rough because it wasn't stored properly, but I'm going to make sure that I iron this after cutting before sewing them together. Next, I place both the bodice and the skirts together. As you can see here, I already have this rhinestone applique on the dress because I want this on it as well. I'm attaching it with some pins for now, but later I'm going to be sewing it with needle and thread as well. So this is the dress. I know some clips are missing, but this took a long time. I think I may have just forgotten to record some of it, but like I hope you get the gist of the whole tutorial, and I hope this helps you to create whatever it is you want to create. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And I attached all the tutorials that you might need for more explanation on some of the parts that I may have missed in this one. Also, for the overskirt that I attached here, I already have a tutorial on that, so you guys can just check out the video that I've linked above here and also below in the description box. All the links are also going to be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please come back for more videos. Turn on your notifications and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Okay, take care and God bless. Bye.